I just want to say thank you. The last 3 weeks have been amazing for me, and we've all worked very hard for this moment. So, whatever happens tonight, I want you to remember one thing. You are not doing this for me. You are not doing this for you. Somewhere out there is an 8-year-old girl lying in bed, dreaming of being a criminal. Let's do this for her. This week we are talking about Ocean's 11 and Ocean's 8, two heist movies starring an ensemble male cast and an ensemble female cast. These two films are set in the same universe but filmed 17 years apart, with the all-female reboot film facing similar criticisms to the infamous Ghostbusters reboot. How does the reboot stack up to the groundbreaking original? Let's find out. Welcome back to Effing It Up. Welcome back, feral listeners. It is a beautiful Saturday morning in March that we're recording, so we're feeling a little more awake and alive than we have possibly the past couple months as we dragged ourselves through the depths of winter hell. But now we're thriving, right, Laurel?
Thriving.
Drink your coffee faster.
I'm drinking. Next time, espresso.
Anyway, this week we are talking about Ocean's 11 versus Ocean's 8. I feel like I'm going to say versus. Yeah, several times during this episode when I try and bring this up, but that's fine. I've made my peace with that. Anyway, how about I do a real quick little summary, and then we can just jump right into it. You look like you're ready to jump right in.
Rappel ropes. That's more of a Mission Impossible thing. We'll jump right in.
We'll jump right into the ocean.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So luckily for me, these summaries are very similar. So the summary for Ocean's 11 is: renowned con man and criminal Danny Ocean is released from prison on parole. Well, what is he going to do first? Obviously break parole, plan to rob 3 casinos, gather a group of criminal misfits, and win back his ex-wife. The summary for Ocean's 8. Renowned con woman and criminal Debbie Ocean is released from prison. What is she going to do first? Obviously plan an intricate jewel heist, gather a group of criminal misfits, and take sweet, sweet revenge on the man who landed her in prison in the first place.
It is funny that the main motivations are different between the two.
just a little bit.
For love, for revenge.
Because if there's one thing we know about women, there's nothing we do better than revenge.
We hold a grudge.
In the words of Taylor Swift. In the words of T-Swizzle.
The almighty.
Do
you want to jump into characters right away?
Mm-hmm.
You can take your little sippy. Take your little sippy sip.
I felt so overtly threatening.
Take a little sip out of your sippy cup.
I thought I wasn't supposed to look at you during this episode,
Yeah,
and you're just staring at me like, yeah, take a sip of that. Take a little sippy sip of your little bevy, you little baby. Take a sip out of your little baby cup. Should we start by talking about characters from the old movie then?
Yeah. Did you want to talk about all the characters or just like the main trio?
Let's just let's just kind of feel our way through, and then we'll kind of see how the spirit moves us.
Because otherwise we'll have, what's 11 plus 8? Mm-hmm. That's some tough math, but we'll have at least
11 plus 8, that's 19.
11 plus 8 characters to go through otherwise.
19.
19, guys. You heard it here first.
So Danny. I kind of just wrote the exact same things for Danny Ocean and his Brad Pitt buddy Rusty. I said, absolutely terrible man, but handsome, ?
Yeah, no, that sums it up.
I was like, this is going to be a short character discussion. There's not a lot of depth going on. This is the shallow part of the ocean.
Yeah, it's a shallow movie.
Yeah.
So, but I did think that, what did he do to win his wife back? She's mad because he's a thief and a liar, and then he steals things and lies to people, and she's like, I love you again.
Yeah.
Huh?
I was like, could we have just... Again, this is a
Say it.
This is a shallow movie.
Say it.
It's stylish, it's
Yeah.
empty,
Yeah.
it's pretty. We're not watching the Ocean's movies because we want depth of character. We're watching this because it's fun.
You're right.
But it is necessary to point out that there are just certain things that break my suspension of disbelief in this movie. And the whole Julia Roberts character in this first movie is difficult. She's, I think, a little more well-rounded in some of the sequels.
Oh. I don't remember the sequels, to be honest.
In the sequels, like, I think she's married and she kind of joins into the gang and is like,
cool.
oh yeah, well, let's steal some things.
I guess her moral compass went out the window.
Yeah,
She's so
I don't...
offended that she married a criminal.
I don't think she was mad. I think she was saying criminal to, like, just try and, like, poke him with a stick. I don't think she actually cares. I think she was just like, I don't care that you steal things. I just care that you lied to me about it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. That's kind of the vibe I got.
You married her for a reason. She
guess.
clearly has a type, so.
Yeah. Oh my God, she has a type. Let's talk about Terry Benedict, the casino owner.
Oh my word, yeah, I want to talk about him.
What a cartoon movie villain character.
Bro, he wasn't even, though. I was rooting for him.
You're rooting for him?
I was like, what did he do wrong? My boy's done nothing wrong. I mean, what did he do other than say he would give up his girlfriend in return for the millions and millions of dollars that were stolen from him? He didn't actually give her up. He just told a thief and a liar that he would.
Yeah.
So that makes him a liar. He's still not a thief.
Yeah.
He's still one up on Danny.
What I said was he and Danny are two sides of the same coin, but we're supposed to root for Danny even though they both see Tess as a tradable object that they can lie to.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like both of these men simply see her as an accessory.
Oh, for sure.
Like a pretty piece of jewelry for their stylish, sin-filled life.
So I know we already said it's a shallow movie, but it's kind of crazy to me that they set up with Rusty and Danny's characters that, if it comes down to it and you have to choose either your wife or the money, which is it gonna be?
Yeah.
And then they never followed through on that, and he
No.
gets both.
Yeah.
Bro, you can't pose a question like that and then just
Also, like, why?
sidestep it.
I don't know. Maybe it's because money just seems in this current economy so useless.
I don't know.
I'm like, why do we need the money?
Yeah.
I'm like, you all kind of look like you're doing fine.
Yeah, I know, you're all already literally so rich.
It's like, okay, clearly they're just in it for, like, the thrill.
Bro, I know we're not talking about Ocean's 8 yet, but the privilege in the Ocean's 8 movie, where she's like talking about 10 years ago when I met him, I was running these scams at the bingo tables and we were lucky if we made $1,000 a night.
Yeah.
I wanted to reach through that screen and punch her in the face so hard, like, girlfriend, you better shut up.
Or else, like, $1,000 a night? Are you shitting my dick?
I can't wait to talk about that, but anyway, I was just like, yeah. I know you just said that the money is useless, but would I trade my girlfriend for $1 million? Heck yeah. Out the door, lady.
Oh,
Sorry. Absolutely not. You're a better person than me, but I'm sorry.
Well, if you actually like them, okay.
Well, okay.
Let's not. Okay.
Okay. I mean, he, like you just said, viewed her as an accessory. So in those terms,
yeah. I'm gonna call you out.
You're calling me out.
I'm gonna call you out. So you don't have a romantic partner.
Correct.
How about one of your sisters?
Okay, fine. All right. $1 million? Maybe not. 150 million? Oh.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Bullshit.
You're right. You're right. And like you just said, money's useless, so.
Yeah.
I kind of, if in my version of Ocean's 11, if I'd written it,
Is
I would have
this like your version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Because
where it's 5 seasons long.
concerned, but carry on.
I think I would have had Danny have to choose between the money and the girl.
Yeah.
So I think I would have had him actually blow up the money in order somehow to get the woman back.
That'd be really sweet.
To show him.
I mean,
to
he
show
would.
her that
he would
hey,
screw over all of his other friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they would be mad about it. So they would have to win in some other way that he doesn't. I think.
Yeah.
But
I think if he actually sacrificed himself for the rest of the team,
yeah,
and like was like, I'll go to prison again.
Yeah.
I mean, he did because he broke parole, but
yeah. And then she was super into him when he got out somehow. Anyway, I'm not mad about that, but
oh, I am.
I am too. I was like, what did he do to win her back?
I'm like,
he sacrificed nothing.
It doesn't even add enough conflict to justify her being in the movie. Mm-mm. And I say this, I love Julia Roberts. It's just, I think it's a tragic waste of Julia Roberts in this movie.
She's a great actress.
I don't know why they said, we need a girl.
Because it was written in the mid-2000s.
And it was, yes, nothing but men for the screenplay. Okay, yep, there we go.
Yeah, color me shocked.
Yeah. It was like, I'm 99% sure, but I just want to make sure that there wasn't one pick-me girl who was like, yeah, she's like, she's useless, but they can like win her back. I would love to be won back by just a really hot man.
Just a hot man.
Played by George Clooney.
But treat me like an accessory.
Yeah, and doesn't have a real job.
And never actually apologizes for lying to me.
Yeah.
We call the screenwriting team on that movie Bechdel's 11.
That was good. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not happy.
Out with the garbage.
Not happy with their work overall. Very disappointing.
But yeah,
you could have you could have just left her out of it, and it would have been the same movie.
It would have been the same.
None of these men have real jobs or aspirations. No, they're just really they're all.
Winning Tess is just another ego.
They're flashy deadbeats.
They're flashy deadbeats. They are.
Even I mean, Terry Benedict actually does have a real job, but it's kind of like it's kind of the implication of like again.
He seems like he does a good job though.
You don't get that rich by being a respectable business owner.
Yeah, that is true.
I just like to remind people of that. You don't make that much money by being a good person.
I mean, he runs a casino.
Mm-hmm.
Which some might say capitalizes off of people's addictions. Some might say that.
Again, if you like going to a casino and having a little fun at a poker table, we're not.
Maya's quickly uncanceling me.
I don't think we're going to get canceled. I just want people to know this is not a morality issue.
Yeah, no.
We're just saying Terry Benedict is probably not a good person. I mean, he does lock Danny in a room with a man who's supposed to beat the shit out of him.
Arguably, that is the only thing he does throughout the entire movie that's actually villainous. So.
I agree, but I think it's implied that this is a typical thing that he. This is a Wednesday afternoon for him.
You're right.
He's like, this man has crossed me. Take him to the closet and rough him up a little bit. Yeah. I'm like, okay, my guy.
I don't know. I think he's just playing by the rules of the game. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think I'm an apologist for this guy.
I think you need to stop being an apologist for equally terrible men.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I think you just want to be controversial.
I do love being controversial.
Should we talk about any of the other? So we talked about the kind of two leads, the lady, the big bad of the movie.
I think.
Should we talk about the crew a little bit?
Sure, yeah.
I did say for Matt Damon's character, I said a terrible boy. Get a real job.
Terrible boy. And also
an absolutely terrible boy. What is he doing? He's just picking pockets.
That's yeah. I don't apologize for that because bro, keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah. Don't be reaching into my pockets.
If you're gonna steal something, steal from the casino. Don't be stealing from people on their way to their jobs.
Yeah. I'm like I definitely remember watching it when I was younger and being like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I want to steal things.
Oh, yeah.
But then it's kind of like you watch it as an adult and you're like, I mean, this is a fun movie. Don't get me wrong. But I'm like, God, you're all fucking terrible people.
I know.
You're all absolutely terrible.
At least they're charming.
They're very charming.
They're charming.
But
In Ocean's 8, I'm like, you're all terrible and the only charming one There's only one charming person in your crew. The rest of you are just being jerks. Guess who the charming one is? And
Kate Blanchett?
yes. Everyone else is just openly
We'll talk
terrible.
about this. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about this.
But Ocean's 11,
Ocean's 11.
the brothers. They're the only ones I care about.
Oh, I couldn't care less about them.
They're the ones that I remembered.
I-
The little car chase.
Like, I don't know anything about them. And then there's Basher, which is
Wait, who's Basher?
Rhodey from Iron Man with a British accent,
The worst,
who's a domestic terrorist.
the literal worst accent I have ever heard in my
I was like,
life.
why the fuck is Don Cheadle British in this?
He says governor.
He's an
No one says
He's an American. What was the point? He's an
Why?
American man.
Why?
this.
Because they wanted to give the illusion of an international crew without actually hiring any people of color besides the Chinese guy.
Yeah, I was like, this is an American. This is clearly the most American movie possible. It's men
It truly
stealing
is.
things from other men. Does it get more American than
And
that?
they're the heroes. For
Yes,
doing
obviously.
Yeah, yeah,
obviously,
yeah,
they're the
yeah.
heroes for stealing
that.
money.
That is pretty American.
That's pretty damn American to me.
If I could do an
say,
ego call right now, I
can
would.
you see?
USA!
USA! We're gonna get canceled.
I think so.
I'm not really
But I'm
feeling.
not sure by which side.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
Pro-American.
I don't know. Maybe both.
Maybe both.
We
if
get
we're
canceled
lucky.
by both.
If we're lucky.
Yeah. I'm feeling very pro-American in this current year. So sorry.
Sorry.
But yeah, the rest of the crew is just so, like, I feel like they could have, sorry. Again, this is an empty movie full of an empty shell of a cast. Not the actors, but an empty shell of characters.
It's true.
And they kind of like try and throw things in here and there to give the illusion of depth, like the older criminal who's like, I'm out of the game. I was like, let the man fucking retire. Why
Maybe
are
it's
you
because
dragging him back?
They had 11 main characters.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what movie we reviewed where we talked about how they had a whole bunch of main characters and they still managed to give them all like satisfying storylines. What movie was that? Yeah, because I remember saying that, but I can't remember what film it was, but this one did not pull it off as well.
No, it did not.
I did like the fake out that you think he's actually having like a heart attack.
Yes.
That was good.
Yeah. I do like, when it comes down to it, I do enjoy the actual heist and
Yeah,
watching that all
yeah.
play out. Like, that is very fun. It's kind of like that National Treasure type thing
Yeah.
of like watching the plan come together.
Yeah.
That is very entertaining. So I don't want to hate on this movie overall, but I do need to hate on the characters.
Yeah. It's funny because the brothers were definitely my favorites when I watched the film as a kid. Then as an adult, I was like, okay, so the car chase scene is still pretty funny, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
But they are pretty annoying.
Yeah, they're so annoying.
I was like, I only appreciate this because I thought it was funny when I was a kid. If I was watching this movie for the first time now, I would be so done.
Yeah.
I mean, I am done, but...
But it's like, I think I like Ruben.
Ruben.
It's the old guy with a lot of money that's like, I'm not helping you with this job, that's stupid. And then he hears
Yeah.
it's his nemesis,
Yeah,
and
he's
he's like,
funny.
I am petty.
Yes, we
Let's
support that.
go.
Yeah, okay, Ruben gets a pass.
and Yang.
And Yang.
Ironically, the only two people to make characters the only two characters to make cameos in the reboot
Yeah.
are my two favorite characters, probably.
Yeah. Yang had the fewest lines and possibly the most personality.
The most personality, the best execution.
Yeah, and I'm guessing the actor must actually be pretty acrobatic.
Oh yeah, he's definitely, I think he's done stunts in other movies.
Because you can just tell he brings that authenticity to it.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him. I support Yang.
The only one we're
The
supporting.
only one we're supporting. Definitely not Rusty. Definitely not Danny.
Not Linus.
Not Linus. Icky, icky, ick.
You ready to talk about Ocean's 8?
So ready.
For the first time.
Wow, yeah.
Not because
that was really smooth.
Not because our card ran out of storage on it or anything.
No one will suspect the contrary.
No
one will know.
So anyway, yeah, you've been planting some disturbing seeds about how you actually feel.
All right, well, let me first say this. I did like the movie. So
Okay.
Despite how it may sound, just know that.
Okay.
I just didn't like how all of the characters were such jerks. Like, so in this very first scene we see with Debbie Ocean, I almost forgot her last name, that would have been embarrassing.
Debbie Lakewater?
Debbie
Creek?
Con? Debbie
Street?
Tributary?
Debbie Bay?
Debbie Bay. Why is that hilarious?
Anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
The very first scene we see with her, she gets out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
She goes straight to a store and bullies an employee there. And I was just, in that scene, I was not relating to Miss Ocean $1,000 a night is chump change. I was relating to that poor service worker who has to sit through that in order to pay rent every month.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I will say they're all very hot.
Yeah, they are. Stop. Stop it. No, it's the truth.
Mama like. Kate Blanchett can take me for a ride on her motorcycle any day. Any day, son.
If Kate Blanchett in Ocean's 8 can't make me attracted to women, nothing will.
Nothing can. Nothing can. That's the litmus test.
That's the test.
You want to know if you're gay or not? Watch Ocean's 8.
Watch Ocean's 8. She's amazing.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm not disagreeing with you about them being terrible people. I think that they're more enjoyable to watch because they're not pretending to be good people. Like, and I would say in the originals Oceans, like, they're all like the heroes of the movie.
Okay, yeah.
And they're very, very charming. And it's kind of just more fun
heroes,
when it's just like, we're bad women doing bad things. And you know what? You do still want us to get away with it.
You know what? I see your point. It is a little more upfront about the morality of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But I also just need to complain real quick about how much of a jerk Anne Hathaway is to her assistant as well.
Yeah.
Her assistant's just doing her job.
Yes. But also,
I need you to do an impression of her making fun of the assistant again for the first time.
Again for the first time. Do you want me to book an interview? Yes, I want you to book me an interview.
Yeah, she's such a brat.
But it's also so fun because, like, in reality, how many celebrities do you actually think are good people?
Probably, yeah.
There's something very.
She doesn't grow as a person either.
No, she just becomes worse.
She's a director. She's like, it's not that hard.
It's not that hard. But it's just fun. The performance is entertaining. I'm like, wow, you're such a dick, but I'm having a great time watching you be terrible.
I love Anne Hathaway so much, and I don't think she can do anything wrong.
No,
ever.
she can't. There's something about this movie, and I think it's also kind of like knowing more about the behind the scenes probably in like this day and age than you would back in like the early 2000s. But I know the cast was so close. So like them having fun making the movie really comes across for me, and kind of like the bond of the whole group, even though like they're not necessarily like super bonded and super close.
I did like that
in
last
the movie
scene.
itself.
Yeah, like where they're all kind of chilling together.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's warm. That's cozy.
Yeah. Like, it's the gang of misfits, but they're doing terrible things and only benefiting themselves.
And Kate Blanchett and Sandra Bullock's characters are probably kissing in the doorway somewhere.
We can hope.
If all is right in the world.
Clearly they were playing it that way.
Yeah.
I do have to say,
Crazy.
I have to bring up the one story that Anne Hathaway told about like the behind the
Please,
scenes.
I'm so ready.
And she talked about how she's like, I did this movie and I like was still recovering from having a baby, and she's like, and I wasn't like at my most confident because like my body had changed so much. And she's like, I walked in like to like one of the early days of shooting, and like all the girls are sitting there, and she's like, and Sandra Bullock goes, looking good, mama.
Aww.
And she said, and Kate Blanchett goes, nice jeans, Hathaway.
Aww.
And Rihanna looks up and she goes, damn girl, you got ass. and Hathaway said that she went, really? And Rihanna said, you got an ass like me.
No higher praise.
And she's like, she's like, just making this movie with just a group of like fun, lovely women. She's like, it was one of my best like filming experiences, was just having fun with all these girls.
Aw, good for them. That sounds lovely.
It sounds lovely. Again, they're terrible people in the movie. Lovely people outside of the movie.
I was just about to say that they could have just made this movie with just Kate and Sandra's characters, and Anne Hathaway, of course. But
Yes.
you know what? Hearing that, I'm like, no, they needed the group.
Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I enjoy everybody else's performance too. And I feel like I felt the characters a little bit more than I did in Ocean's 11, probably because there's a couple less of them.
Yeah, that helps.
It's a little like,
Still almost too many for me, but
it felt simpler, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Arguably, some people might say a little bit dumbed down compared to the original Ocean's 11 movie, but
Yeah. I think there's a couple things. They relied on tech more, which makes sense for like the updated, but like the whole glasses scanning thing,
yeah.
I was kind of like, that's sort of dumb.
like everything's super easy. But
Like,
also,
how are they doing? Yes, exactly. And that was the other big thing. This isn't about the characters, but that it didn't feel as perilous.
Yes.
Like with Ocean's 11, you're kind of like, are they gonna pull this off? Like, is someone gonna actually die? Like, I was faked out into thinking that
Yes,
I was actually
yes.
about to bite it.
It was much lighter.
Yeah,
lighter and fluffier.
There's a scene where Yang almost gets blown up. There's none of that in Ocean's 8. It's all just kind of like, ooh, we're just, having a good time.
Having a good time.
Screw that guy that we hate. Yay. Anyway.
Do you want to talk about atmosphere?
Yeah.
I had some notes.
Oh, let's hear them.
I feel like this is the first time I've really gotten to like talk about cinematography in a little while when talking
Yeah.
about atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because it was interesting comparing like the two movies back to back, like Ocean's 11. It's clashy. Hang on. I knew I was going to do it. Ocean's 11, it's classy, it's stylish, it has beautiful coloring and cinematography, but it's very different from the Ocean's 8 movie. Like, there's a lot more harsh lighting, a lot more really bright, deep golden yellows, reds, dark blues, teal blues. Like, it's very heavily stylized.
Yeah.
And the cinematography is beautiful. Like, just the way they frame certain shots. Like, I think there's one scene where Rusty and Danny are driving in their car, and it's like shot from the back, and you're just kind of following them. And there's just like a lot of different levels of creativity.
Yeah, that was cool.
It really kind of reminded me that the point of the movie was, again, not to tell this like beautiful, like heartwarming, sweeping story. It's a fun, stylish, sexy looking movie.
It was very stylized, even in like the way that they would edit scene changes and stuff. They were like creative takes. I was like, that's cool. I see what you're doing.
I would say I enjoyed that more than like, the characters. I enjoyed it. It was like watching like a moving paintings.
It does still feel, in some of their choices feel very 2001, but like not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to compare the new one, again, very classy, very, I said it had very natural lighting compared to the original one.
I need the sun.
Like, there's not a lot of harsh lighting. Like, everything is lit very naturally and, very real life-esque.
Yeah.
But where, like, their coloring comes in is through the costumes.
There's some really lovely costumes.
There's so many bright, like, jewel tones and a lot of, like, there's a lot of high contrast.
That makes sense.
I just wanted to talk about, like...
I love it. You're so
I was
in the color talk.
I was having a lot of fun, like, thinking about the two of them back to back. Because I'm like, I feel like they... In spirit, they are very similar.
Very similar, yeah. I was impressed how similar, actually.
Yeah. I feel like we can't talk about this without talking about the elephant in the room of the fact that the reboot is an all-ensemble female cast.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I said this in the intro, but I think a lot of people... Like, I think I was telling someone about it, and they're like, oh, yeah, I heard that was kind of like the Ghostbusters reboot.
No, it wasn't.
And I was like, not even close. The Ghostbusters reboot was an abomination. An affront to God, an affront to man, a crime against humanity. One of the worst movies I've ever seen.
This is the definitive proof that this is the bad timeline.
Yeah. This is the bad place.
This is the bad place.
But Ocean's 8, again...
it had an identity.
It had an identity of its own, and it also didn't have, like... It didn't feel... I say this as a feminist. It didn't feel like an overt feminist message of, like, girl power.
I did think it was funny. There was that one scene where they're, like, putting together their crew, and they're like... Sandra's like, I don't want him.
Yeah.
He's a him.
Yeah. And Kate Blanchett's like, what? You don't want a him? Like, what are you? She's like, what are you, sexist? And she's like, no, I want to do an all-female crew because a him gets noticed, a her gets unnoticed.
Yeah. And then they wear the most, like, eye-catching gowns.
Ostentatious gowns.
I'm not sure that she's exactly proving her point there, but...
Yeah. Like, I think it's probably pretty obvious that she's cranky about her ex.
Yeah. Exactly.
When she really just wants to be a bisexual with Kate Blanchett.
Yeah, exactly. If she would just have, you know... Kissed Kate Blanchett instead
Kiss
of...
Kate Blanchett.
Kiss Kate Blanchett.
Kiss Kate Blanchett. That's going to be our another t-shirt.
Oh, anyway. Lost my train of thought. Kate Blanchett does that. But...
I was just talking about, like, I didn't feel like the message was, like, overtly
it wasn't.
feminist.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like there were, like, a ton of, like, misandrist moments the same way that Ghostbusters had. Like,
yes.
Like, yeah,
Ghostbusters
Richard Armitage gets punished for being, like, a sleaze bag, which is
that who
fine.
that was? Oh my word, that's hilarious.
Yeah, Richard Armitage.
Oh my word. I didn't realize. Oh, yeah. But that's because he's a sleazebag, not because he's a man.
Not because he's a man. And then James Corden, this is probably the only role I enjoy James Corden in.
Yeah, he plays it well.
Yeah, he's just such a... And
he is proof that, unlike in a Ghostbusters movie, they have a male character who is intelligent. Yeah. And also not, like...
And he's literally... I kind of enjoy the fact that the only way they get away with the crime is because she has, like, an inside connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like,
he's I
that's...
care less about who actually did that.
He's like, I do not care. I need, like, can you get me any part of the necklace back?
Yeah. Oh my word, I thought that was horrible the way they chopped up that necklace. Like, I know that's what criminals, like, real jewel thieves would do to pawn it, but I was like... Just like, they're ruining this piece of art. For revenge and money.
Okay, but also if you think about it, it's blood diamonds from Cartier.
Probably.
That's probably stolen. Yeah. Do you have anything you'd like to say about Atmosphere? We were talking. we were, I think, wrapping up our conversation about how it's not like Ghostbusters because it's not openly misandrist.
Yes, exactly. I was gonna say that Ocean's 8 is no more like an over-the-top feminist message than Ocean's 11 would be an over-the-top
alpha message.
Actually, that's not true. It is a little bit of an alpha message now that I think about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think the male characters are probably treated better in Ocean's 8 than they are in Ocean's 11.
Then the women.
The women are treated in Ocean's 11.
You're absolutely right. That was a bad example because Ocean's 11 is a bit of an over-the-top alpha message. I take it back.
Yeah. It's one giant measuring contest the whole time.
It seriously is, and they measure those by whether or not they can steal the money and also by whether or not they can steal the girl. Yeah. Because she is, once again, just a commodity.
Yeah. It is more fun, too, in I think Ocean's 8 that they're stealing from a company.
Yes.
Rather than a specific person.
Although, again, a casino I couldn't care less about.
Yeah, no, I don't care. I don't care either, but it's kind of like like the main tension is between like Danny wanting to steal Terry Benedict's money because Terry Benedict stole his girl, whereas like in Ocean's 8 they see an opportunity and they take it.
But it is still boiling down to revenge against that one bloke, so in a way.
I think that was just convenience.
Yeah. I thought it was really interesting that they chose to maybe kill Danny Ocean.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're doing another Ocean's movie with like the OG cast, so I think that's why they implied he probably faked his own death for some reason.
Yeah. I like how when she goes to visit the grave, she's like, "You better be in there.
You better be in there." It'd be really nice if they could do a reboot. Not a reboot, but do another sequel with the OG cast and then bring in possibly some cameos from Ocean's 8 and just kind of keep going back and forth.
Yeah, I would love that. That'd be awesome.
I like them all existing in the same universe together.
Yeah.
I feel like they can all bring something to the table, especially kind of in a more modern time era, or a more modern era. The OG Ocean's movie is as classic of a casino heist film as you can get. Stylish and unrealistic, but fun. I believe that Ocean's 8 perfectly captures the spirit of the original while adding a twist that doesn't feel like an overtly feminist statement. Guys, thank you for once again tuning in. I hope you enjoyed us talking about the Ocean's 11 and the Ocean's 8 movie. We had a really great time watching these, and I kind of hope this inspires you to pull out that dusty DVD if you have it, or go find it on a streaming service, because we had fun with both of them. They all have their different strengths, their different weaknesses, and you should watch them and figure out what you think for yourself.
Just this once.
Just this once. The rest of the time we're doing the thinking for you.
Correct.
And get super hyped, because the next episode, Laurel and I are gonna watch the new Snow White live action movie. Ooh. Get ready for Gal Gadot to get roasted. But yeah. Do you have any closing thoughts?
I didn't know she was in that movie.
Gal Gadot. With enough champagne.
I don't know what
to fill denial.
What does this mean?
Don't worry about it. Everybody else will get it.
Oh,
anyway.
You're so media literate.
Thank you. I almost did the... I've been listening to so much Morbid, I almost did the... And we hope you keep listening, and we hope you keep it weird. That's not our closing. That's Morbid. Because Morbid is my new hyperfixation. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in. We're always happy to have you. And as always, keep it feral. Later, skaters.
Later, skaters. We synced that better than when we were saying Kiss Kate Blanchett.
Kiss Kate Blanchett. Kiss Kate Blanchett. Thank you for listening to another episode of Effing It Up. If you're enjoying these episodes, please like and subscribe. You can follow us on Instagram at _effingitup_, or on our YouTube channel where we post the video format of our show. If you have content that you want us to cover, we want to hear about it. Feel free to DM us on Instagram or leave us a comment on our YouTube channel. Thank you again.